Broadcasting live, 2K Sports presents the NBA. It's Monday night. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. It's the Chicago Bulls taking on the Detroit Pistons. And it's going to be the Bulls off the tip. Now let's take a look at the Bulls opening lineup. Grant is out there with Pippen. Then it's Cartwright. Then it's Michael Jordan. And it's Paxson in at the 1. Now here's Pippen. The pass to Grant. 6 to shoot. Chicago needs to get off a shot here. No good from Paxson.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Trying to take advantage of that extra space on the perimeter. We see a lot of this now.
Thomas against Paxson. Right side, Dumars. Isaiah Thomas puts the pass right on the money.
We're finding the weakness in the defense. That's the court savvy of Thomas at work.
Pippen, the pass to Jordan. And there's the defensive 3-second call. Chicago shooting their first foul shot of the night.
And he's the consummate professional. I mean, Paxson knows his role. Obviously a knockdown shooter, but he gives great effort in everything he does on the floor.
About 1 minute into the first quarter. Here's Jordan. And the 7'1" Bill Cartwright extends for the rebound.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Here's Dumars, and good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, that's because he's getting his number called early. I mean, he's doing his part to help carry the offensive load. Their movement is good, and they get the ball into the right hand. Now, usually he drops those in between jumpers.
Thomas against Paxson. Takes a shot at the elbow, and Detroit again with the bucket.
And hitting the mid-range jumper here early gives the defense just another thing to think about.
Well, that's something that they scouted him coming into tonight. They know he can make this shot. That's a poor effort defensively. They were pretty tight to start this game. Started out with 4 straight misses. Maybe that one will get them going.
Here's Thomas. They get it back. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
A really smart opening quarter for them at the offensive end. Moving, finding good shots. They're 4 for 5 from the field.
Pippen against Aguirre. Pippen kicks to Jordan. Paxson passes to Jordan. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Pippen. Trying his luck from deep. Lambeer grabs the board. Here's Aguirre. That one misses. And it's Chicago the other way. Fast break, here they come. Outside Pippen. Here's Paxson. Here's Cartwright, and it's good for 2.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Now, here's Thomas. To the right side. Pass to Lambeer. Pistons passing it around. Rodman, he's checked in for Detroit. Then for the Bulls, Corzine, he's checked in for Cartwright. Sellers comes in for Pippen. And Vincent subbed in for John Paxson. Here's Aguirre. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And Thomas has it in the corner. 5 on the clock. Pulls up on the wing. Rodman, the second chance bucket after some strong work on the rebound.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Here's Vincent. He's guarded by Thomas. Jordan against Dumars. 14 feet away. Hits the front of the rim and out. Detroit leading by 5. Here is Aguirre. Outside Dumars. Pass to Aguirre. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Here's Vincent. He's guarded by Thomas. From the wing. Vincent misses. And it's Thomas with the ball. He brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. Here's Lambier. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Yeah, and one of the game's premier agitators. Lambier can make the foul call as well as anyone.
The Pistons shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one. The first one falls. A different look here for Detroit. Edwards, he's checked in for Aguirre. And it's Johnson in for Joe Dumars. Chicago also making some changes. Davis comes in for Horace Grant. And Hodges subbed in for Jordan. And so Lambier nails both of them.
Oh, this is a big fella who has no problems at the foul line. I mean, a very smooth touch on the stroke.
Vincent, the pass to Sellers. Horsing with it. Sellers, nice persistence to tip it back up and in.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip-in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. Now here's Johnson. Fires, high post. Vinnie Johnson, the microwave, living up to his nickname.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's Sellers. Rodman covering. Johnson against Hodges. From deep three-point range, Isaiah Thomas with the rebound. Detroit leading by 9. Off target there, that would have pushed the lead to double digits. And so it's Detroit in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And we'll be right back after this. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And guys, what's your take on the Pistons so far?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, they really got after it. I mean, they made life extremely difficult for the shooters, which is why they hold this lead.
Here is Edwards. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. So the Bulls 5 right now. They've got Vincent. Davis is out there at Purdue. And there's Hodges. And it's Sellers in at the 3, the small forward. The Pistons have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And the technical free throw is good.
And without a doubt, one of the greatest small men we've ever seen. Zeke possesses the skill and determination to just take over a game at any point.
The Pistons working the ball around now. To the middle. Here's Sally. And John Sally, the spider, snares the rebound.
Everything looked good until the finish. And it all goes wrong.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, tampering is a touchy subject, but it's a word we're hearing more often. Teams want to retain their star players, but they know that there's always talk during a season. Now, teams can only express interest in a player when he hits free agency. But players can talk amongst each other freely all season. Star players like LeBron James are tied into their front offices. Some people wonder if there's much of a difference between what the player says and what his team is thinking. Kevin?
Good point, David. Thank you.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration, a turnover, and an easy bucket in transition.
Johnson against Hodges. Here's Vincent. Pass to Sellers. Purdue with the ball. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Got a piece of it and stolen by Thomas. Goes up. And Thomas with the stuff.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Chicago calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of the game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
And the Pistons making a change here. Dawkins checked in. Chicago also making some changes. Cartwright's checked in for Purdue. Pippen comes in for Davis. And it's Paxson in for Vincent. Cartwright against Dawkins. 6 on the shot clock. Feeds to Pippen. Sellers passes to Hodges. Trying to get open is Pippen. It's good. Hodges has got his first points of the night.
Oh, the timing couldn't have been better on that assist.
Thomas's shot is off.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
He's forcing things a little bit in this quarter, settling for shots that he'd be better off passing up.
Here's Sellers. Outside Pippen. Top of the key. And you see a move like that, Scottie Pippen may be the prototypical NBA slasher.
That's a smooth, old-school move right there.
Johnson against Pippen. Johnson kicks to Thomas. Teardrop shot. The shot, no good. Now Chicago takes it the other way.
He's been off the mark, but somehow he hasn't held them back as a team.
No good from Paxson. Detroit leading by 10. Outside, Rodman. There's the pass to Dawkins. Over Paxson. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Oh, I like the bounce pass there. He's getting creative.
Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. It's Pippen on the wing. Guarded by Sally. Outside Pippen. Jacks up a 3. Rebound, Detroit. Now, here's Thomas. 7 points in the game. And Dawkins slams it in.
Just a smooth, clever playmaker. Isaiah keeping his teammates involved here.
Chicago calls timeout.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Without question. They're giving up too many high percentage looks. A trend that they'd like to reverse.
A different look here for Detroit. Mahorn checked in for Sally. Aguirre comes in for Rodman. And it's Dumars in for Isaiah Thomas. Chicago also making some changes. Corzine, he's checked in for Cartwright. Grant comes in for Sellers. And it's Jordan in for Hodges. Dawkins against Corzine. The second chance effort. And Dawkins pulls it down.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat. Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Starting to take over here, building a big lead that could ultimately prove insurmountable.
Here is Corzine. Takes the 13-footer. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And for a guy who looks like he'd be a bruiser inside, Corzine really does most of his damage on the perimeter.
This is his first trip to the line tonight. And the first one at the line is good. Detroit making a switch here. Lambier's checked in. Second free throw, no good. Detroit leading by 15. We've got 1:08 left to play here in the second quarter. Grant against Aguirre. Outside Dumars. From deep. Chicago grabs the miss. Here's Pippen. From down in the low post, it goes. Pippen's got 6.
Yeah, Pippen using those long arms inside to get shots off. Feels like no one can guard him down low.
Here's Dumars. Again, the Pistons good for 2.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Oh, yeah, and that's what you love about him. He shows no mercy, even with a comfortable lead.
And here are the Bulls now, following the bucket by the Pistons. Here's Jordan. Rebounded by Lambier. Lambier's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Johnson outside. Tries again. Lambier, good. And the Pistons lead by 17.
No basket feels better than a putback. Love getting rewarded for grinding it out on the glass.
And so is Detroit, feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. We come back right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Detroit finds themselves ahead after 2 quarters. They are way out in front, leading by 17. Kenny, what's your take?
Well, they just about ran their offense to perfection. They pounded the ball inside, and the entry feeds were on time and on the money. It was a clinic to watch. The second half is going to be no contest if they keep getting shots 8 feet and in.
And Shaq, what'd you think about Chicago?
Ernie, I don't use this word a lot because, one, I can't spell it, but it was definitely a subpar effort for them on the glass. That hurt. They're serious about cutting into this deficit. It's gut check time. Ugh. You hear that, Ernie? I'm hitting my gut. Ugh. You got to check your gut, Ernie. Ugh. Gut check time, Ernie.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. It's been quite a game so far for Isaiah Thomas.
And even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
He's so good at reading opportunities and seizing up on whatever the defense gives up.
Pistons leading by 17. Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up for the second half. On the court for the Pistons, McGuire is out there with Mahorn. Then there's Thomas. Then it's Lambier. And it's Dumars in at the 2-guard spot. 5 on the clock. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Thomas got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Pistons. Paxson passes to Pippen. Out to the right wing. Cartwright with it. Over Lambier. Good on the 13-footer. Cartwright's got his second basket.
And when he rises up, he knows he's probably going to get a clean look. It's a matter of executing.
Oh, yeah. It's got to be nice to have that combination of height.
Oh, that was an impressive throwdown.
Nasty. A good job there. Jordan getting him in transition, and he does so much. You almost forget how dominant he can be defensively.
Dumars the pass to Lambier. Pistons passing it around. The shot comes out, and Chicago will go the other way with the ball. Up top, Paxson. He's guarded by Thomas. Paxson passes to Pippen. Grant, right side. The shot's good on the assist by Pippen.
Rock solid start for him. I mean, they're 3 for 3 since coming out of the locker room.
Dumars against Jordan. Outside Dumars. Here's Thomas. Chicago grabs the miss. Cartwright's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Jordan, and then slammed in by Jordan.
Oh, my goodness. The creativity, the athleticism of Michael Jordan.
Thomas deciding where to go with it. Cartwright against Lambier. Fader on the way. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Mahorn's got his first bucket of the night.
I love his work ethic, not to mention his hands. You need both to convert those tip-ins.
Pippen against Aguirre. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here. Edwards, he's checked in for the Pistons. Rodman comes in for Aguirre. Hodges checked in for Chicago. Vincent comes in for John Paxson. Clock at 6. Here's Vincent. He's guarded by Thomas. And the Bulls with another miss.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
To the inside. Here's Lambier. And the shot goes in. Lambier's got 6. Bulls trail by 15. Grant outside. Lambier against Cartwright. And it's Jordan to top the key. Shot clock at 6. Hodges the pass to Jordan. Here's Vincent. Edwards defending. And the Bulls with another miss.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Thomas gone 4 of 12 shooting from the floor, only 33%. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, one of the things that the NBA has been forward thinking about is always accepting new ideas. And they've got a bunch of them on the table in recent weeks. A mid-season tournament, a postseason play-in tournament, maybe even reducing the 82-game regular season schedule. Now, all of these would be very bold moves, but Commissioner Adam Silver has always demonstrated a willingness to think outside the box. Kevin?
BA, great assessment, good report. Thank you so much. And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
Yeah, and sometimes, Greg, it's the most subtle moves that make the biggest difference.
Johnson, he's checked in for Thomas. Then for the Bulls, Corzine, he's checked in for Cartwright. And Sellers sub in for Horace Grant. They swipe it. all alone, throws down the breakaway jam.
And they need those kind of plays right now. Smart defense that generates some hope.
Dumars against Hodges. Dumars kicks to Johnson. And again, it's the Pistons missing. Here's Chicago. They're on a 12-4 run. Here's Jordan. Here's Vincent. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Outside Dumars. Passes it to Lambier. They get a hand on it. Second chance shot. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
He's not the tallest or the highest leaper, but Lambier is a master of anticipation on the boards. Few guys are capable of out-muscling him.
This is his third free throw attempt of the game. Aguirre's checked in for the Pistons. Bill Cartwright, he's checked in for the Bulls. And that one falls for Lambier. 46 seconds left in the third quarter. Jordan the pass to Hodges. And here is Cartwright. Clock at 6. Aguirre against Jordan. No good on the shot.
If he was shooting even a little bit better, the story of this game would be a lot different.
Snatched away. In transition, here come the Bulls. That one's good, and the Piston lead is cut down to just 12 points with the basket from Vincent. Now Johnson. Knocks down the step-back Jay. Johnson's got 6 points.
And you see the ability to rise and fire from mid-range, even against that length.
Yeah, the defender just couldn't quite close the gap all the way and got burned for it.
And so is Detroit, sitting with a comfortable lead up by 14. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone is and taking full advantage. Fantastic.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. On the court for the Bulls, getting this fourth quarter started. We've got Sellers. Michael Jordan is out there with Vincent. Then there's Pippen. And it's Cartwright in at the 5 spot. Jordan and the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And the defining trait of the greatest of superstars, Jordan makes the players around him better. Mentally, in terms of effort, and in terms of their performance.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good, Jordan. And so Jordan nails both of them.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Pistons leading by 12. Outside Dumars. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Shooting for Detroit, Joe Dumars. At the line for 2.
First free throw is good. So for the Bulls. Grant comes in for Sellers, and it's Paxson in for Vincent. And Dumars drops them both. Bulls trail by 14. And here's Paxson. He feeds it to Jordan. And slam dunk by Jordan.
And right there, you see how quickly MJ gets into the air. Yet another one of his natural gifts.
And the jam by Dennis Rodman.
Ooh. Inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Here's Cartwright. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
That's good from Cartwright. That misses, so he splits the free throws. Pistons leading by 13. Ball stolen. Jordan inside. McGuire covering, and he gets it to go.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Dumars against Jordan. Here is McGuire. Pass to Mahorn. Here's Rodman. Sinks that one from the post. Rodman's got 4 points in the quarter.
Facilitating from the inside. I mean, that can be a valuable asset for any offense.
Pippen, the pass to Jordan. Over Dumars. It's good, and the Piston lead is cut down now to just 11 on the basket from Jordan.
It's really been a tale of two halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Thomas checked in for the Pistons. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, the head coach of the Pistons talked to his team during the break. He said, I want us to play as though we're behind. We're good when we play with urgency. We're bad when we become complacent. Don't become complacent. Let's go. Guys?
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Outside Jordan. Kicks it to Pippen. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Dennis Rodman picks one up.
Pippen, simply put, one of the best small forwards of all time. A defensive powerhouse and a fearless scorer.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
And both free throws good for Pippen.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
Jordan against Dumars. Outside Thomas. It's tipped. Now here's Jordan. Six on the shot clock. Fires top of the key. Rodman grabs the miss. Rodman's got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
And they've controlled the boards, and that's a big reason why they're controlling the lead.
The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Thomas, no luck.
He's done a lot of the little things to help put them in front. I mean, but his offense has not been there for him tonight.
And the offense has just operated really smoothly here in the open floor.
Yeah, that's the one area where they've had an edge, but they've been outworked in too many other aspects of this game.
Dishes it to Rodman. A beautiful assist by Thomas to set up the basket.
Oh, you get it inside like this, you're going to get a high percentage shot almost every time.
Chicago calls timeout. Chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Isaiah Thomas.
And the way he's made his mark with his work inside, he's just been a slasher tonight. Always moving, getting to the basket at will, and just seemingly taking advantage of a D that was reluctant to get in his way.
These fans love him, and tonight he's given them plenty to cheer about. Here's Pippen. And again, no good by Chicago. Thomas passes to Lambeer. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. And the Pistons lead by 13. And so here is Chicago. Outside Jordan, and they double up Jordan. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. Chicago with the ball. Pippen dishes to Jordan. Pass to Carter. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, as much scoring as Jordan does, the only thing he really cares about is that the team wins.
Outside Thomas. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. And it's good on the way in.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
But GA, this is no let up. You know, this is the kind of hard-nosed competitiveness that wins games.
Now the pass to Cartwright. Here's Vincent. 5 to shoot. Offline from the top of the key. If they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Yeah, that's the best option.
Dumars the pass to Thomas. Some solid defense from Grant.
And pulled out all the stops to fight his way inside, but the D just was not giving in.
Dumars against Pippen. Outside Dumars. Passes to Aguirre. The kick out to Dumars. Outside Rodman. Pistons passing it around.
He doesn't play around. If the bucket's there for him, he's going to get it.
And so Detroit takes this one by a big margin. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Olden, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. So long.